Hey y'all, and welcome to Compassion is the Secret Ingredient. Today I'm going to be making my pizza crust recipe better. My OG pizza crust recipe is delicious, but I knew that I could simplify it. And so that's what we are doing today. We are simplifying it. It'll be just as delicious, if not better. Of course better, because that's what this is all about, right? To get started, we're going to need to get our yeast blooming. So we are using active dry yeast. We are using a whole package of active dry yeast. And I'm going to go ahead and just dump that right on in. To the yeast, I need to add in 1 cup of warm water. We do not want hot water. We just want warm water. Luckily, my tap water is always the perfect warmth because I live in Arizona. It is never cold water. So I'm just going to get just normal tap water and put that in. I'm also adding in 1 tablespoon of regular sugar as well as 1 tablespoon of agave to feed my yeast and help it bloom really nicely. And now this is going to sit and rest for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes and my yeast has bloomed up very nicely. It has this nice, thick, fluffy, frothy top to it. And that tells me this yeast is good and ready to go. If you wait 10 minutes and your yeast has done absolutely nothing, restart this portion of the recipe because that means that your yeast is not active. It is not alive. It is not going to do anything. So you definitely want to make sure that it has done something in that 10 minutes. In this bowl, I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I went ahead and I dug a little well into it, and that's where I'm going to pour my yeast mixture into. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of oil. Now I do have seasonings I want to add in as well. I have salt, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning, but because of the salt being in that mix, I don't want to put it in just yet. Salt can kind of kill your yeast, and so I want to get this mixed up ever so slightly before I add this in. If you didn't want a seasoned pizza crust, I would say still add the salt. Of course, you need the salt, but you definitely can omit the garlic powder and the Italian seasoning if you're just looking for a really true classic, more plain pizza crust. So like I said, I'm going to add those in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to gently stir and start to bring this together. Once the liquid has been absorbed a little bit more into the flour, then I'll go ahead and add in those seasonings. Now I feel safe enough to go ahead and add in those seasonings. Again, absolutely add in salt. The other 2 are completely optional. Okay, so I just dumped my dough out here. As you can see, it's not fully incorporated, and that's okay. We're going to be incorporating everything right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set a timer for 4 minutes, and I'm going to work this dough into the beautiful dough ball that I know it can be. Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
It should be just a little bit sticky. If it's too sticky, then you can always go ahead and add just a little bit more flour to it. After 4 minutes, I have this beautiful dough ball. It has come together perfectly. I don't know about you, but I really love the feeling of dough. Would that make me an ass man? I'm going to go ahead and transfer my dough into this oiled up bowl. It's the same bowl that I had earlier. I just washed it out, wiped it out, and then put some oil in it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this now into my microwave and let it rise for 1 hour. It has been 1 whole hour and my pizza dough has doubled in size. I'm going to go ahead and dump it out and get it cut in half so that I can make my 2 pizzas. It has plenty of oil on it from being in that oiled up bowl, so do not worry about adding anything else to it. I'm just going to gently form it into a neat little ball, and then I'm going to press it out into my crust. I've got my dough all stretched out here, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over to my pizza pan. There's some oil on the pan. And now I'm going to go ahead and start putting this pizza together. We, of course, need some sauce down here. Just gave myself motion sickness spinning that pizza around. With the sauce on, I like to add a decent amount of fresh garlic. Next up is the cheese. And last but not least, I'm adding some Impossible meatballs here. These have just been microwaved for about a minute, and now I am just scattering them around my pizza. It is ready to go into the oven. The oven has been preheated to 450 degrees, and we're going to cook this for about 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, my pizza is done. It is ready to eat. I let it cool down for a few minutes so that I did not burn my mouth when I took the first bite to show you guys. I also went ahead and made the second pizza, and it's cooling down back here as well. Here we go. It has a really good texture to it, like a slight chew. It is tender on the inside. It is a little bit crisp on the edge. You definitely need to give this a try in your own home. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed watching me make my pizza crust recipe better. Be sure to like and subscribe, and remember that cooking with compassion can taste pretty damn good. I was trying to think of like a pizza brand that I could put my name into, like Pizza Hut, but it would be Pizza Heather, Heather Hut, Little Heather's Pizza Pizza. It's not delivery, it's Heath Giorno.